It has been so long since I have just sat and enjoyed the opening cinematic to Bloodborne, but it's beautiful and it's haunting, and I love it. Normally, I'm just smashing start or whatever to just get into the run and get it started, but I love it. So I actually sat and just watched it while I was doing this. So the idea here is, I a long time ago I had this idea of doing. Is it possible to do a run without going to the dream? It is not possible, clearly, because you have to end the game. And to end the game, you have to go interact with Gehrman. You either submit or you don't. But you have to go. And if you can run the game, uh, you can run the game through Wet Nurse without ever going to the dream. You don't want to. But you can't do like Lugarius. You can't do like some of the optional bosses because it requires backtracking. So, not possible, unfortunately. But all the main bosses, all the core stuff, you can just kind of do a straight path through to Gehrman, to Wet Nurse, and then, you have to go deal with Gehrman. I believe, yeah. The problem with that is that you can't level your weapon. Now, you can do a blood level 4, or whatever blood level you start out with, or whatever. That's fine. Not necessarily worried so much about leveling the character, but you can't level your weapon. And that can be a real bitch. For me, it's a real bitch at the shadows. I don't like doing the shadows with an unleveled weapon. I don't fucking care to do them at blood level 4. That's fine. But I I don't like it. I don't like doing them with an unleveled weapon because it goes on too long, and it turns into a shit show. I don't like it. But I do like speeding my way through Yharnam, as much as I love Yharnam. And this is a sharp contrast to something like High Wall of Lothric, or the opening to Demon Souls. Is it Bolitarian Palace? I can't. I'm spacing out. I can't remember. The run up to Phalanx, basically. These areas, like over time, have just become frustrating, I guess, and having to run them over and over again whenever I want to do a run of the game. Yharnam has never really gotten old to me. I still I think it's never gotten old. I love it, and there's a lot to do in Yharnam, but just running through without going to the doll, just grabbing the saw spear, and no pistol or anything like that, running right to Cathedral Ward after Father Gascoigne. So this is sort of how I like to do that. And along the way, I think maybe if you struggle with any of these areas or any of this, then maybe maybe there's a tip or a trick. I don't know. So the wolf here, all you have to do is charge R2 to its butt, and then stick your fist in its ass, and there you go. I've said this before. Millions of people know this. Your visceral attacks scales with skill, not your weapon. So you can do visceral attacks right here and fuck people up. I grabbed some things along the way. Blood vials and some Molotovs and some shards here there. I think I grabbed enough shards to get up to +1. But you can get tons of shards in Central Yharnam if you want. I think enough to get to a +2 before Gascoigne, I believe, but I'm not going to do that. So this guy can be a little bit tricky sometimes, the way that he pivots and turns, and sometimes he just doesn't want to get the visceral attack off. But it's all right. He's not dangerous. Just bob and weave. I believe in my run of Bloodborne, I had asked, who still makes Bloodborne videos, and when did I even do that? 2019, something like that. And here I am making another. I fucking care. And I'm wearing my Bloodborne hoodie while I'm doing this, so fuck it. Don't need this. You're gonna run here. You can go right and do some stuff, but don't worry about it. Just drop down. Really, right now, it's just a dash to the sewers to get the saw spear. And this area looks freaky because it's so cluttered with people. It doesn't matter. Their aggro is very, very weak, except for a couple of people like this guy. Well, you didn't see him. Yeah, you kind of saw him. And this guy, it's almost kind of scripted, this area. It feels very predictable, like right here, you can just run through these mobs into these stairs. So, pretty predictable. I make a stop right here to get a blood shard on the left. Right here. So, over here to the right, like in this courtyard area, there's some stuff to explore. There's a mob of enemies over there with a couple of dogs. And you can go that way, and then you end up, I believe, at the back of the bridge where Cleric Beast is, and the two werewolves, and there's a shard, over a couple of shards actually over there. I'm not too worried about it. I'm not worried about Eileen right now either, or the Hunter's marks that she gives you. I don't care. Don't really use them. I really only need one in the game. So this is the saw spear. Be careful not to launch yourself off. And I don't know why I'm so timid right here with these two drops. It doesn't matter. I guess I'm kind of trying to figure out where the rats are, because there's a lag right here for you to recover, and you can get overwhelmed, I guess, by the rats. And then one of the spear enemies from up top can also chase you down, so you don't want that. Here, I think I get shot like 500 fucking times. I'll do runs and I don't get any damage right here at all. It's like they don't give a shit about me. Then sometimes they're fucking snipers. And I make this drop here to get these shards. I get one more shard before the piggy. Yeah. And I go up here to get the music box because I don't know of a more effective way to deal with Gascoigne without a pistol. If I had a pistol, we could just parry him for days and beat him that way, but I don't have one. So this is the only way that I know to give myself a good advantage. And normally I would be getting the Madman's Knowledge over there by the crows, and using that as the insight needed to wake up the doll. But I'm not going to the dream, and after I go into Gascoigne's boss arena and fight him, I'll have 4 insight, and that's enough. So don't need it. Don't really use them anyway in my runs. I don't buy a lot with insight, except for beast blood pellets and maybe blue elixirs. And fire paper if I fuck up. Yeah. So there's actually quite a bit to do in Yharnam. There's blood shards and interesting things along the way. And there is an area that I didn't know about on my first several runs, actually, in the sewers. And I can't remember the fashion that you get. It's a really cool looking attire, but you get that there. But I can't remember what it is. I think there might be some shards or a shard. Certainly you can farm shards there if you want off of the beast enemies. So here we're going to go do the pig. We're going to charge R2 and then fist its ass. And there's really no reason to pick up all this shit in here, but I do it anyway. I think mainly probably just out of muscle memory, but all of this could be so much faster. You know, I'm picking up a lot of unnecessary stuff, and so this could all be much, much quicker if need be. And I did pick up Molotovs. There are more Molotovs. That first enemy by the lever to lower the ladder that we visceral attacked. Towards the end of that, there are 2 enemies that are just sort of sleeping on the ground. If you run over there, I believe there are some Molotovs there. So you can get a bunch of Molotovs, and then you can trap Gascoigne on the steps and just throw Molotovs at him. It's fine. I don't really like that. I'm not very good at getting it to work, and I just don't have fun doing it, so I don't care. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So when doing this kind of run and not parrying or anything like that, it can be a bit wonky, and you'll notice that he staggers and stumbles when you do the music box. And if you're not careful, which happens in a bit, you'll notice that his back gets caught on something. And I can't do the charge start 2. You kind of have to be careful and know where he's at if this is what you're trying to do. And if you do transformation attacks on him, so R1, L1, L1, he will stagger like this. It's good to knock him out of a move or just to get extra moves on him. Yeah, see right here, he backed up into the headstones and it just wasn't going to work. So this form, you would think that it would be more threatening, but it's kind of not. It's just big. You know, it's the same. I think, unless I'm wrong, you actually only get... I want to say you can only use the music box once on its changed form. I'm actually not too sure if it's cumulative between all 3 of his phases, because he does have 3 phases. I'm actually not too sure, but easy enough. So yeah, that's Yharnam done pretty quick without going to the dream or anything like that. It's not that difficult. It's pretty fun.